Palia, a game about farming, cozy living, and romancing the villagers. I'm the Lazy Kiwi, and this is episode 1. The game starts off in the character creation, which, let's be real, I spent way too long in the character creation, from choosing the face to choosing the eye color, which I didn't know if I wanted to go for something more natural or something a bit more fantasy-esque. I ended up just going for simple brown eyes like I have in real life, but when it came to the hair, girl, oh my days, it was so hard to choose which one I wanted the most. But I ended up with this really pretty like side braid moment. I made it brown, but then the highlights were this light sage color. And ignore the eyes, I wanted to test the green with the sage. Did not like that. When I was finally done with my character and I was happy with her look, which by the way, she's adorable, I suddenly appeared out of nowhere into this brand new magical world known as Palia. I was not alone in this world, as I was met by this pretty purple elf named Gina. She greeted me into this new world and she gave me a map and sent me off to go and talk to Ashura. Before heading off, I just had to talk to this cute robot dude named Hekla. He gave me a little bit of information on how I got here, and long story short, yeah, they have no idea. And neither do I. I started making my way out, and so far this game is reminding me a lot of look-wise Palworld and Disney Dreamlight Valley. It was really easy to find my dude, and he told me that there was no space for me to live, so they're sending me off to open plots to live in a tent. Honestly, it could be worse, okay? This guy Hudari, also, what a cutscene, he met me at my new house and gave me a pickaxe and immediately sent me straight to work, telling me to get rid of all of the debris, and I almost hit him straight after with my brand new pickaxe. I'm still getting used to the controls, okay? So I cleared up some loot, getting loads of wood and stone, and then this guy told me that I have to build my own tent as well. At least he gave me a workbench. So I went on to build the tent, and oh my gosh, this thing was huge. I was not expecting it to be this big. So I placed it and then also made a little chest and placed that one as well. When I was done, I turned around to suddenly find this scary little dude in front of my house. Oh well, I mean, my tent. He gave me some milk and my mail. I just got here. How do I already have mail? It turns out that some dude named Anar wanted to wish me a happy day of mist birthing and gave me a fishing rod. And then this guy Hassian told me that I needed a bow and arrow from the city hall and I can find him for training. This kid then went on to tell me that I can find fascinating things when digging in the dirt and that he's a professional bug catcher and I should find him whenever I want to do that too. Then for some odd reason he challenged me to a race, which would have been fair if he didn't just teleport away, like hello? I made my way into town for the very first time, and this is when I started to see actual other real life players, which is such a strange experience when playing a farming and cozy game. But I still had quests to do, so I checked my map and found the nearest question mark and came to this guy called Reth. He told me that I should learn how to make mushrooms by grilling them, and so I have to make a campfire. But first, I have more villagers to talk to, so I ran and ran and ran, collecting things along the way, all the way to this little farm where I met Badru. He told me he would help me set up a farm and that I should go to the mayor for a house. I just built my tent. Granted, I do want a house, but like, come on, I didn't even decorate my tent even a little bit. Speaking about tents though, I decided to head home. I didn't want to get too overwhelmed learning everything at once, so I decided to do my cooking and farming lessons first. Badru was somehow already at my house. Tent. He gave me a bunch of tips and things to start my first farm with, so that's exactly what I started doing. I placed down the plots he gave me and started hoeing away, which was actually a bit of work. I was not expecting this. Like, look at me go! I was actually hoeing the ground. I then went on to get some water in my watering can and planted my carrots and onions, giving them water afterwards, of course. Then I decided to move on to my next quest, which would be to make a campfire and cook some mushrooms. So I went straight to chopping some wood and directly after made myself a new campfire. Once I placed down my campfire, I went on my way to go and gather 3 mushrooms as the quest required, cooking them on the fire and then eating them afterward. I decided to go and talk to Gina about a strange artifact that I apparently found at some point, which I do not remember at all. And well, I've been running in the wrong direction the entire time. The villagers actually move around quite often, which I was for some reason not expecting, but it does make sense. On the way there, I saw a funky looking rock, which I obviously had to mine up. It gave me some copper ore, some stone, and some quartz. When I finally found Gina, I started talking to her about this strange artifact, and let's be real, she just said a bunch of junk that I do not remember anything about. I do, however, remember this random lady lagging from one side of my screen to the other. I then saw this kid again on the road, and when I spoke to him, he immediately recruited me to his bug scouts. Of course, I said yes, but before going about and collecting any bugs, I wanted to meet a few more villagers just to make sure that I got all of the quests going on the side. So I made my way around, meeting a bunch of villagers on the way, and that's when I met the stud Hassian. Don't get me wrong, he was a little bit rude, but I like a bad boy. Anyway, he told me to take my bow and arrow and go shoot some stuff, which I really badly wanted to do, but first I needed to check on my carrots and my onions. They needed water and they needed it stat, okay? Once I was done with that, I went on to see if I can either find some bugs or go hunting for a little bit. I went on my merry way, seeing if I can find some game, obviously doing parkour on the way. When I finally found this deer-looking thing, I had to try to shoot it, and I hit my target on like the very first shot. Like, obviously I am part of the elite hunting crew. I went to pick up my loot, which was just some hide and, you know, normal things you would find from an animal like this. And this completed the quest. So I then went on to do some bug catching because I might as well. I was in an area where there was quite a lot of bugs. And guess what? This is also pretty easy to do. So I got everything that I needed and went back to both of the people to turn in my quests. Oni gave me some milk and told me to check my mail later on, while Hassian, on the other hand, was pretty mean. Again, but at least I got the job done. I decided to spend the rest of this day gathering some loot, refining my skills, and maybe getting my focus down so that I can finish the cooking skill quest thing. When all of a sudden, I saw this freaky little bug. Of course, I had to catch it, and turns out It was a proud horned stag beetle, which is an uncommon bug. I got my first uncommon bug. Day one, let's go, baby. At this point though, my inventory was full, so I really could not do any more gathering. Luckily, the quest was completed. I just had to go back to Rev. On the way there, I waved at this one lady because she looked so cool, and then I went on my merry way to talk to Rev. He gave me soggy lettuce. I'm not even kidding. Hot, soggy lettuce. And you know what? I lied. I told him that it was good, but I don't think that makes me a bad person, okay? Anyway, that was pretty much the end of the day. I decided to head back home and go and check on my garden one last time. But when I got back, Ani was in front of my house. Sorry, I mean my tent. He told me an entire story of how a butterfly dropped some sort of a sprout. I don't even really know what was happening, but my goodness, he wanted me to catch a heck ton of butterflies for him. But that will have to wait until next time. Right now, my chests are getting full already. I don't know what to do with all of this junk, so if you guys know, do let me know in the comments down below, because I have to make money. I'm assuming I sell a lot of this, but I think that's everything for today's video. I'm sorry if it was a bit short. I didn't have too much time to record this one, but the next episode will hopefully be much longer. So definitely check back in next time for another one of these. But thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, as it really does help me out. And I will see you all in another video. Goodbye, everybody.